All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be diving into some more green-yellow Trafalgar Law action. That's right, OP10 Trafalgar Law. This is becoming a new interest of mine, this leader in particular. You know, typically speaking, what will happen is I cover pretty much all the leaders, right? And I'll usually dedicate at least one video to each leader, and then I'll update it over time if it gets any kind of new support and things like that. But then there are a few different decks that I really focus in on. Red, Yellow, Saba, of course, being one of those leaders, you know. And I shouldn't even say decks that I focus in on. I should focus more on saying, you know, a leader that I really get attached to. And this is one of the new leaders that I'm very much attached to here with green-yellow Trafalgar Law. So I would expect to see this more on the channel in the future. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. Let me go ahead and lay it out for you so you know what you're getting into. First things first, we're going to head over to the deck list. I'm going to show you guys the deck that I'm running that I've been having some pretty good success with. I have been putting in quite a bit of play testing, and I've been really enjoying playing this leader. Okay, so we'll check that out first, the deck list. After that, we've got 5 games on the sim. We've got some decent matchups. We got a game versus green-yellow Yamato, black Smoker, Buggy, red Shanks, and purple-black Luffy. Okay, so we got some pretty decent games lined up for today. And then after that, we'll go back to the deck list and we'll wrap things up, and I'll tell you guys what I think about the leader going forward and all that good stuff. Okay? All right, guys, let's do this. Let's hop into it. Oh, almost forgot a big part of my intro here. I will have everything timestamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links in the comments section below. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comments section below as well, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Now, let's do this, guys. Let's get into today's video. First things first, we do have to go ahead and check out the deck list we're going to be running today. This is it. Excuse me. I have not really adjusted this much, I think, since the last video, but I have been having a lot of success with this specific setup here, and we'll break that down. First up, the leader. Okay, for those who are not aware of what the leader does, this is a 5,000 power, 4-life, green-yellow leader. It is a Heart Pirates Supernova Dressrosa leader type, but it's mainly a Supernova leader. That's the main thing we're going for here. Heart Pirates and Dressrosa is just an added thing for what we're doing. But the effect is this. The effect is very technical. Pay attention. Listen very carefully here. Pause and read it if you have to. Excuse me. Got to clear the old throat here. So Dawn times 1. Activate main once per turn. So for 1 Dawn. Okay. If the total cost of your characters on the field, so your characters that are in play, is 5 or more, okay, you can return one of your characters to the hand. And then you're going to reveal the top card of your life, and if that card is a Supernova type character card with the cost of 5 or less, you can play it. Okay? So what you're doing, excuse me, I'm going to explain some of the costs, you know, some of the like specific cards in this deck. I'm going to explain in a minute. They're in here for a very specific reason. Okay? The idea is this. We need to get to 5 costs on the board as soon as possible, so that way we can start really generating advantage on the board by playing out all of our bigger, better characters like Cavendish, Law, the Restand Law, Bonnie, and, you know, trying to play those out from our life really cheap, you know, for 1 Dawn, right? Understand that, guys. If we have 5 Dawns worth of characters on the board, right, 5 costs worth of characters on the board, we can pull a character back. It could be a 1-cost character, a 2-cost, a 3-cost, whatever. We can pull a character back and then play out a 5-cost from the top of our life if we set it there properly. So that is a big function of how this leader works. That is the, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. That is how the leader works, right? Excuse me, guys. So now let's go ahead and run through the list real quick. Cavendish doesn't need any introduction at this point, guys. If you do not know what this card does, pause and read it. This is not a new card anymore, right? This is a very, very powerful card. Same thing with Trafalgar Law. Most of the cards in here, like this Trafalgar Law, this one, the Jewelry Bonnie, a lot of these cards we already know what they do. Eustace Kid, we'll skip over all that. Bonnie is a searcher, and now we have a 1-cost searcher in Monkey D. Luffy for Supernova that comes out in OP10 with this leader. Now, the rest of the stuff I think we need to focus in on. Carmel. Carmel in particular is a 2-cost, 1,000 power, 1K counter, draw 1 card on your turn on play. It is worded in that way because look at the trigger, guys. Play this card and then KO up to one of your opponent's two cost or lower characters. So they don't want you to be able to play this character out to pop a 2 or less and draw a card from the trigger. That's why it says on your turn on play, draw 1 card. That's why it's worded in that way. This card's very important though. I think, so when I first started playing this deck, I wanted to go first most of the time to just go like, oh, okay, I'll go 1, 3, 5 or something, right? Like, you know, turn 1 Luffy, turn 2 Jewelry Bonnie, turn the 3 cost blocker, and then next turn we'll play out Cavendish or whatever we can cheat out or whatever, right? It all depends on the situation. And that is a fine play, by the way. But after further testing, guys, I think going second is actually more ideal because we can draw a card early on. Going first is still good, by the way. Don't misunderstand me. But going second might actually be more preferable. Where it's like, okay, we can go turn 1. Going second, we can go turn 1 Caramel. Okay, we have a 2 cost character on the board now, and we get to draw a card. So we didn't really waste anything, and it's a 1k counter in hand. It's not really ever a dead card in that sense, right? So it's a 2 cost card. We play it out on turn 1 going second. We draw a card, and we have 2 cost on the board now. Well, we need to get to 5, right? So that way we can start using our our leader's effect. Now, in a perfect curve here, in a perfect, you know, the perfect draw, however you want to say that, you go turn 1 Caramel, and then turn 2 you play out the Jewelry Bonnie. That's only 3 done. So now you can set your top life card to, you know, whatever it is you might have in hand. Let's just say it's Cavendish or this Trafalgar Law or this Jewelry Bonnie. It doesn't matter really. You can set your top life card to that with this Jewelry Bonnie's effect, this blocker here. And then with the 1 Dawn you have remaining for the turn, on turn 2 now, we're on turn 2, we're going to be able to pull back the Caramel if it survived on the board, because now we have 5 Dawns worth on the board, right? 5 cost worth in the Caramel, turn 1 Caramel going second. Excuse me. Turn 1 Caramel going second into turn 2 Jewelry Bonnie. We have 1 Dawn left for the turn after setting our top life card. Well, now we can pull the Caramel back to our hand. We'll keep the blocker, right? We'll keep the blocker, but if you need to, you can pull this back if you want to set another card next turn. But we'll keep the blocker on the board, pull back the Caramel, and now we're going to cheat out the Cavendish or the Trafalgar Law or the Bonnie or whatever from the top of our life. So that is like the really big go-to play here, and it's why Caramel is actually so important in this list. It's just a 2-cost card, has a 1k counter, it replaces itself. The trigger is just an additional thing, right? The trigger is just a added bonus to the card. Now the type does not matter at all for us. Okay, so that's really one of the main cards we have to talk about. Make sure you pause and read what this new 2k counter does for it comes out in OP10 for the Supernova package. It's going to work as like Hiyori for this list. We're saying, okay, we'll take the top card of our life and put the card we want there. Okay, Luffy, of course, I talked about this. This is a new 1-cost searcher. I did go back up to the 1-cost searcher, Bonnie, because now this is kind of a card that you could start generating a lot of value from, and it becomes a very strong follow-up play on turns after your Cavendish goes down. You know, if it's assuming it survives. Well, now we can play this card out for 1, and then pay 1 to use the effect, right? To do a top 5 search. Well, that was 2 Dawn. So we can now swing in with Cavendish, get the 2 Dawn right back for free, and then attach a Dawn to our leader and pull the Jewelry Bonnie back to our hand and potentially cheat something back out of our life. You guys see where that's going. It has a lot of potential. So with that in mind, Tashigi, now this is another card that comes out in OP10. I think most people know what this does by now. This is just an incredibly powerful card. It's a 2k counter. And it protects our green characters. Most importantly, it protects these 2 right here, the Captain Kidd and the Trafalgar Law, and even Cavendish, to be honest. And then we are going the Bartolomeo now. So Bartolomeo is the card you're going to want to cheat out with your Eustace Captain Kidd and Jewelry Bonnie. These are the 2 primary targets right here, the Bartolomeo and the Jewelry Bonnie. Those are the absolute best way to do it, because you tap this down, attach a Dawn to it, whatever you want to. But the idea is activate main, tap this character down, cheat out the Jewelry Bonnie to fix your top life card, or cheat out the Bartolomeo, or if you already have a blocker, cheat out Tashigi, and now you're going to be pretty safe on the board, right? That's the idea, at least. So really good stuff here. This Bartolomeo also allows us to start cycling through our deck a little bit more efficiently, especially if we combo this with the Jewelry Bonnie. So I will say this, guys, for a while, I was not running Joribani at all, pretty much at all, because I wasn't a big fan of how it was playing out. It's only a 1-cost card, so for our early shenanigans where we try to play out 5 Dawns worth and like start, you know, cheating cards out of life, well, this is always just strictly worse than Monkey D. Luffy is, right? Because you have to tap it down just to get the effect. Well, your opponent might be able to attack into it now, and now you lose 1 cost on the board. You lose 1 Dawn's worth on the board. We don't ever want to do that, but it's more for a late game thing, and we'll talk more about this towards the end of the video, but I'm probably going to go down to probably 3 Jewelry Bonnies, believe it or not, and then go up 1 more of either Trafalgar Law, Bartolomeo, or even this Tashigi. We'll talk about that more as we get through the video. Okay? All right, well, that's about it, guys. If you have any comments or questions on any of these characters, don't be afraid to ask in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and hop into some games now. Okay, so first game is against Green Yellow Yamato, which is going to be getting some support pretty soon, right, guys? I think sometime around June or July, I believe there's going to be a new starter deck that supports this leader, and I cannot wait to see what is going to be in there and check that out. You know, and that way I can check it out, I mean. Okay, so here we go, guys. First game up is against Yamato. And, okay, this first game is where I still had Hody Jones. I believe it's just the first game, but it might be the first 2 games we go over, guys. I still have Hody Jones in the list. Okay, but that has since been removed. Okay, so they're going to start off with an Otama here. Doing a search here. They swing for 7. We actually take it. And we're going to take our life even more aggressively here, guys. We cheat out the Jewelry Body. We've got 2 blockers now. And yeah, we're going to swing in for 6. They take it. No trigger. They're going to swing in. We're going to take that too. How does that sound, guys? That is pretty brutal. We are going hyper aggressive this game. I'm not sure why. I'm going to be honest with you. But hey, we're doing it. We're going there. I have a lot of different options here that I can do as far as filling out the board goes. But at the same time, yeah, it looks like we're just going to block her up with a Rosinante. Yes, so I will say that, guys. I have, okay, pause. We did just have a pretty interesting interaction there. I played out the Caramel this turn to draw a card, and then I swing for 7, and then I pull the Caramel back with my leader effect, even though I have no cards in my life, just to get the card back to my hand. I got to draw a card with it. I have the 1K counter right back to my hand, and I've got 3 blockers on the board, and my hand is actually pretty stacked right now, guys. We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 cards in hand right now. And 3 blockers. We have 3 blockers on the board, so even if they do have a Hody Jones, we should be able to get around it. We're going to go ahead and block with Jewelry Bonnie here. They're going to play out Momonosuke, pushing Otama back to their life. Well, we kind of made it, guys. At this point, to be honest, guys, we kind of made it to the point we, you know, past where we needed to be able to bring this game back. Because there was one turn there, right, that the turn we just passed where it was like, okay, this is a little bit scary. But at the same time, we had 3 blockers on the board. Well, now we just gained a life. They're going to tap down one of my blockers here with a Straw Sword. They're going to tap down my other blocker. But what are they going to do with the rest of this? Okay, they swing 4. That was pretty nice. Swinging 4 into my blocker there with the Tashigi. Seems good. They're going to swing 8 at face. Okay, we have to be a little bit careful here, right? We have to be a little bit careful here. And they use the leader effect to attach those 2 Dawn, right, guys? Because they used 2 Dawn for the Straw Sword earlier. We're going to counter out of that one because they still can swing 9 with their leader. Where are they going to go with it? We'll have to see. If they attack into my face, I think I'm probably just going to take that and then play down the Eustace Kid next turn. Yep, so they are going to do that. That's completely fine. So now we're going to be able to play out Eustace Kid. We should probably attack first. I think that's the right call. Let's see what happens here. I'm doing a little bit of math here. Yeah, play out the Eustace Kid. Okay, I guess we're going to do that first for whatever reason. Just not proper sequencing there, guys. And remember, everyone's kind of new with this leader in the West, right? We just got it not too long ago, about a month ago now. We're still trying to figure things out. So, you know, bear with us, guys. Bear with us. We're all trying to still figure this leader out. So what are we going to cheat out here? I think the right answer is to cheat out the Tashigi or another blocker. We're actually going to cheat out the Bonnie. That's going to allow us to cycle a card from our hand with the Bartolomeo's effect. And then we're going to use the Bonnie to search up a 2K counter. We have a blocker. See, that's where I wish I had put out the Tashigi. I think it was the better call. Because then he would not have been able to do anything there. This whole turn would have been completely negated. This entire turn would have just been completely over. So I think I should have cheated out the Tashigi there. That was just a mistake. Or actually, the Rosinante I think I drew from the cycle. But that's okay. We do a search and we find the other one. Now we can cycle another card from our deck here. We'll cycle out the Bonnie. We're going to swing 5 into that. 5 into 3, 9 into 4. Those cards are gone. They're not going to save that. We'll attach it on here. We'll cheat out a Rosinante. And now we're doing a little bit better because green-yellow Yamato doesn't run any way to remove the character other than something like the Shanks that tries to KO it. And we have a Rosinante down now. And we have Bartolomeo. We'll go and use that right now. Let that go. And they still have 8 Dawn for the turn. Let's see what they choose to do with it. Okay, they're going to go 9 into 8. Okay, that's an easy 2K counter. We don't have to give him anything for that, right? He's going to play out the Hiyori, which cheats out Momonosuke, which pushes Otama to life. Seems good, guys. This is like a Fortress-style Yamato build. I like this a lot, man. I'm a really big fan of this Yamato build. So I'm going to be honest, guys. We have to just ignore that Shanks. There's no reason to even go for Shanks right now. It's not happening, right? It's just simply not happening. But at the same time, we do have Cavendish in hand. We have some good stuff in hand here, guys. Let's see what we choose to do. I play out the Bartolomeo. I'm going to go ahead and rest down. Okay, we're going to swing for 6 first to see what we can get from his hand. I'm daring him to use that blocker because that thing will not survive, right? If he swings in with, or if he blocks, we are going to be trying to take it out here. Well, now he can. All of our big attacks are gone. We're going to pull back the Joy Bonnie. And then we are going to play out the other. Okay, pull back the 1-cost Search of Jory Bonnie, play out the 5-cost Jory Bonnie, and lock down that attack for the turn, that Shanks. And now our board's getting a little bit ugly, right? Our opponent clearly has no answer for this card on the board. Okay, swinging in for 9. I guess we could block here. We don't really have much counter power here. We have a lot of 1Ks and a single 2K. And we don't want our opponent to know that. We'll just use the blocker here and fill up a spot for next turn. And now we can probably just try to go for lethal potentially. Because we do have a Hody Jones here, guys. We could just tap down both blockers and try to go for lethal here. But no, we're going to set up for one more turn, it looks like. So right here, we're going to swing for 6. Yep. We're going to swing for 6 more. We're probably going to pull the Jory Bonnie back, by the way. And just keep locking down this Shanks. We can do that with our leader effect, guys. That's how powerful this leader effect is. Okay, we're going to swing in for 9 here. This is probably going to go through, and then they'll use a blocker for the next attack. Probably blocker 2K, 2K. Okay, they use a 0-cost 3K and a 2K, so we'll take that. They take it. We'll pull back the Bonnie. We'll replay the Bonnie. Your turn. And now, excuse me, guys, this is not looking good for our... Guys, I don't know what's going on in my throat right now, but this is not looking good for our opponent right here. This is basically the point of no return. They can't play out a Shanks to pop our guy. They can't play out Hody Jones. It doesn't do anything. Rosinante's effect can still save our 8-cost Eustace Kid. And guys, that's game. Yeah, so they're going to pass. They still had 6 Dawn left. I don't know what they were going to do with this. Like, I guess maybe they could have played out like... I have no idea, guys. Like I said, if they wanted to, they could use the Yamato to tap down my Rosinante, but that actually doesn't do anything because I can still save my character from being KO'd even without blocking with him, right? We can use the other effect on Rosinante to save my Eustace Captain Kid there. Good game to my opponent. We locked him down there. That game felt really strong. Okay, we got one more game here of that same list where it does have the Hody Jones. And notice we never used the Hody Jones, and we didn't really need it. But here we go. Now we're seeing, maybe this is with the new list, right? No, it's still got the X-Drake in there too. Yeah, so I think we had 2 games without the list we just showed, unfortunately, guys. I don't know. We'll check it. We will check afterwards, guys, because I do have other lists that are saved for Green-Yellow Law. But the final 3 games we're going to look at versus the Buggy, the Shanks, and the Purple-Black Luffy is running the list that I was talking about earlier. So here we go, guys. They start off, we went first. We'll start off with a Monkey D. Luffy. They go brand new. We go Caramel. We swing for 6, and now here we go. They're going to get rid of one of our Luffy. They're going to get rid of the Luffy here with the Brook, and we have to try to get some type of tempo here. We're going to play out the Jory Bonnie, setting our Cavendish to the top of our life. Pull back the Caramel, play out the Cavendish. We have 3 Dawn left. We're going to play out the Caramel again, play out the Luffy. We pulled back the Caramel, replayed it, play out a Luffy. Our board is getting filled up. Our hand is filled up. We are low in life, but remember, guys, that's what this deck is trying to do, honestly. You kind of want to go aggressively take your life to get down to 1 or 0 life very quickly, and then slam down the Eustace Kid and protect it to the best of your ability. They're going to swing for 4 with the Brook just to pop my Bonnie there. That's fine. They're going to swing for 7. We'll just take it. That's fine as well. Okay, we're going to draw with the Caramel here. We're going to swing for 6 in, and the Caramel, we get all the Dawn back with the Cavendish attack. Seems good. And we still have how much Dawn here? We had 7 Dawn. I think we actually should have played out the 7 cost Trafalgar Law here, but I got a little bit greedy. I wanted to, because guys, hear me out. So that was just actually a play mistake, guys. So I played out this Trafalgar Law literally to be able to stand up the Cavendish to swing again, right? That was the entire logic there. Well, we can already do that, right? We can actually play out the 7 cost 9k Trafalgar Law, setting this Trafalgar Law, the restand law, to the top of our life, attaching a free Dawn to our leader with the 7 cost Secret Law's effect. Then we can pull back the Luffy, playing out the Trafalgar Law, swinging in with the Cavendish and going about things that way. And we'd have Dawn, I think we'd have 2 Dawn left for the turn. But maybe we couldn't do that because we would be rolling at 1 life, and maybe that'd be a little too dangerous, a little too scary. I don't know. Either way, I don't think that was quite the right play. We're going to pull back. Wow, okay, so now we know we have an X-Drake on top of our life. We're going to swing in for 6. We pulled back the Caramel. We're going to play out the Bartolomeo, and now we've got a blocker. We have 1 life. We have a massive hand size right now, which is really good. And yeah, we're looking pretty good right now. All right, let's see what Smoker can do here. They do have a Kuzan on the board, so I seriously doubt my Cavendish is going to survive. Yep, -4 there. There's just no way, right, guys? There's just no way he survives. Play out a Brook, popping Cavendish. Yep. Then they play out a Rebecca, pulling something back from the trash. I didn't see what it was. They'll swing in for 5 here. We are going to give him a 1K. We don't want to go too low until we get Eustace Kid, and then we draw Eustace Kid. Okay, seems good. And plus, we do know what the top card of our life is, right, guys? We know it's an X-Drake. We saw that when we used our leader effect last turn. We're on a 9 Dawn turn. We don't have Cavendish anymore, though, so we can't do anything too crazy here. Let's see what we do. We're going to swing for 7 into 5, because I remembered afterwards, I was like, wait a minute, I think we're going to get rid of that card. We'll play out the Eustace Kid here. We play out the Trafalgar Law, putting another X-Drake to the top of our life, and then we're going to pull back the 1 cost Searcher, playing out the X-Drake, popping the Kuzan, and swinging in for 7 with our leader. So that wasn't a terrible play, but guys, there are so many different play lines you can use. It is really hard to keep up with. So we're gonna they pop our Trafalgar Law with their Kaido. Then we had to trash card. We trashed the 5 cost Trafalgar Law. Okay, they're gonna swing it for 7. I think we probably should just take this, to be honest, because we could just slam down the Captain Kid next turn. And like I said, guys, there are just simply so many play lines for this deck. There are so many. So let's see what we do next here. We're going to swing 7. And okay, we're going to go 7 at face here. This is pretty aggressive, guys. They counter out aggressively as well. We're going to swing for 5. I don't know what. Guys, I guess I'm all in. I guess I've decided, no, we're going all in here. Okay. So they pop the Caramel. We don't care. We're going to swing for 7. We're going to play out Trafalgar Law, restand, swing for 7. And that's all they had. Wow. Okay, so I don't know what the logic was there, guys. Maybe I just decided, you know what? If he plays out a Gecko Moria, I'm just going to lose regardless. So I guess whatever the case was there, we said, no, we're all in. We're going all in here. And it actually paid off. Guys, we swung for, we should have swung for 5 first to be more accurate. But it was swing 5, 7, 7, 7, 7, right? Trafalgar Law stood up this one to swing for 7 more. So good game to my opponent there. That was a fun one. And that just kind of shows you guys, you can switch. You could flip the switch in a second, and now all of a sudden you're aggro. But the deck usually plays pretty controlling, though, I would say. Okay, now, hey, that's where Hody Jones might have come in handy, right? But here we go, guys. We're going to play a game versus Buggy now. This is with the updated list we showed off in the deck list section. All right, so here we go. So we're going to start off going first, and I think I did choose to go first against Buggy. I think I took that away from them, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I think I took it away from them. So we're going to go turn 1, Luffy here, swing for 5 for turn 2. They had no turn 1 play, and then we're going to go, okay, swing for 5 with our leader. They give us a 2K counter. We'll slam down Bartolomeo, and their turn. They're going to play out the Margaret. Very nice. That Margaret's very solid in the Buggy deck. They're going to swing in for 6. We're actually going to take it. That was pretty aggressive, to be honest. But, hey, you know, I do like to play pretty aggressively, especially on the sim, guys. Playing aggressively is a good thing to do because it helps you test, like, what all can we get away with, right? Like, it's like limit testing, right? Let's see how much we can get away with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trash a card there with the Bartolomeo's effect. Going to play out a Caramel. I'm going to pull back the Jory Bonnie. And the top card of my life is actually a 3-cost Bonnie. The 3-cost blocker Bonnie. Okay, let me make sure the speed is on 2x, because some of these games did run pretty long. It is. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. They're going to play out the Buggy here that cheats out a 6-cost, cheating out the Dracula Mihawk, and now none of my 3-cost or 4-cost characters can attack. But good news, we don't have any, right? I guess Bartolomeo can attack, and same thing with Joey Bonnie, but we're not trying to. So, but they can't in this situation, period. But usually they can attack, but now they can't. But we're just going to use those as blockers. That's fine. So we're going to probably trash this Rygo, believe it or not. I know that seemed pretty crazy, because what if they drop down 10-cost Buggy? Yeah, we're just going to we're just going to ignore it. We're going to pretend like it doesn't happen. Just kidding. Okay, so we play out the Cavendish here with some type of effect. I missed that, guys. I was yapping too much. We did set a card to the top of our life, I believe. Hang on. We got to go back real quick, guys. Hang on. So we pulled this back. Oh, we set the Cavendish there, I believe, with the Joy Bonnie. We pull back the other Joy Bonnie after searching with it. We get some Dawn back with the Cavendish effect, and we're coming in for 9. I don't really have anything more I can do right here. I don't want to replace a character on the board. I'd rather try to pull those back and get more value from them later. Okay. So they are going to trash a card and cheat out a Mihawk with their leader effect. Honestly, they probably should have just played it out for 6, to be honest, guys. That Mihawk is barely worth cheating out by itself. It's worth cheating out if you're going to use the Buggy to cheat it out, because then you're paying 5 for a 7-cost and 6-cost character. But otherwise, I think they should have just played out the Mihawk so they don't have to trash any cards from hand. But let's see what they have in mind here. Yeah, and they were just going to swing for 8, and we're going to block it. Yeah, they absolutely should have just played that out. Okay, so we did get a big character here, but at the same time, I'm saying, you know what? I've got Cavendish on the board. I'm going to go ahead and play out this Eustace Kid. I'm going to swing for 7. We are going to stand 2 Dawn as active there. We swung for 7 with our leader, with our Cavendish. And now we're going to probably use the leader effect here first. Apparently not, guys. So apparently I did not use the leader effect there first when I think I should have. But that's okay. We're going to set a card there. Oh, I guess I had a card I wanted to play out. Seems good. We'll pull back the Searcher Luffy, restanding the Cavendish, swinging for 7 in there, standing up 2 more Dawn, and now we'll attach a Dawn to the Eustace Kid, and we'll swing 8 with the leader. So we swung 7. So we swung 7, 7, 8 this turn. They're going to give us a block and a 2K counter here. And our board is pretty nasty here, guys. We do have 1 life left in case they can get through this. We do have 2 blockers on the field, guys. Bartolomeo and Jory Bonnie. So they've got their work cut out for them here. They're going to play out a Jozu. That's an odd inclusion in Buggy, guys. I'm not sure if I agree with that as a good card in the list, right? Because that's, you know, I believe the Buggy can only cheat out cross-guild cards, correct? I believe the leader effect for Buggy can only cheat out the cross-guild characters. So I don't think you can cheat Jozu out, even though he only costs 6, but then you can't do a double play. Oh, well, whatever the case is, they're in a little bit of trouble now, I think, guys. I think they're actually in a pretty decent amount of trouble. Because, yes, we did lose a... they did bounce back our Cavendish, but now we're just going to replay it, right, guys? I mean, we might even cheat it out. Watch this. Yeah, play out the Capone beige here. Okay, I like this play a lot better. Yeah, let's go bigger on the board. Play out the this guy. We will pull back the... after swinging with this restand law, we'll swing for 7 here. He blocks and gives us probably a... Lets it go. That's... okay. There's no way... I'm sorry, guys. We do have to bust out the accuracy meter real quick. There's no way that was the correct play there when they have a Margaret on the board. You don't throw away your 6-cost 7K blocker when you can throw away the 3-cost 2K blocker. I'm just saying, it's nothing against this person, but we do have to call out things like that so we can learn from it, right? Let's learn from our mistakes. Okay, so right here, we everything just happened that we said, guys. We're going to play out the Cavendish here. We're going to stand 2 Dawn as active, but we can't really use it. Guys, our board is completely stacked. I don't want to replace anything on the board. We've got our Cavendish. We've got 2 blockers. We've got a 7-cost 9K and a Eustace Kid. We're not changing anything out, right? We're happy. We're happy here. Okay, let's see what they choose to do now. Guys, this has got to be a turn. You have to remove this card. If they have a Buggy in hand, the 5-cost, the 10-cost 12K Buggy, they have to use it here, guys. This is the turn to use it, because I could probably finish the game out next turn, to be honest. And at least swing for 8 with the Jozu. Maybe swing 8 with Jozu, 8 with Buggy. But see, now it's too... See, I think that's what they should have done, was like, get rid of this card with the 10-cost Buggy with the leader effect, and then swing 8, swing... I don't know, maybe swing even more aggressively then. if you get rid of my Captain Kidd. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're just gonna we're not going for that that Jozu, guys. We're going for face. So swing 9, swing 9. They gave us a blocker. They'll probably take this hit. No, they're gonna block. They're gonna block and give counter, guys. Excuse me. That was pretty dangerous. They know what I have in my hand. Yeah, we're gonna put a restand law on the board here, I think. And now, guys, we have pretty much an infinite loop. Watch this. Now we're just going to always be able to attack with one of our 7 cost 9k Trafalgar laws while pulling the other one back afterwards, right? Or, you know, we're okay. Let me explain what just happened there. What I'm trying to explain here. Pause. So now that we've swung, like we swung with this 7 cost 9k Trafalgar law, right? We already attacked with this card. Well, now we played out another one, setting the top card of our life as the restand law, the 5 cost restand law. Well, now we're going to end up pulling back the one we already attacked with back to our hand, pulling out this card, restanding the Cavendish, and going about things that way. And then we're just going to continue on that loop for pretty much the rest of the game because we can just keep replaying these 7 cost 9k Trafalgar laws while fixing our life, right? It's not like an infinite combo or anything like that, but it is a very, very powerful combo that now we can kind of just cycle through for the rest of the game. Okay, so here's where we left off. So now we're going to pull back the 7 cost 9k using the restand law, swinging in for 8 more, swinging in for 8 this time, guys. And okay, they took that. Well, I'll tell you what, can you get out of 10? If not, we're gonna call a game there. Good game. Yeah, he has 2 buggies in hand, the 10 cost 12k and 3 of the 7 costs cannot attack buggies or whatever. And I don't care that you cannot establish the buggy. They needed to get rid of this Eustace Kid. This card, guys, this card needed to go. They needed to bottom deck it. Now, the funny part is, look what our next card is a Eustace Kid. But my point is this. This card has to go. If you have to pay 5 to trash your buggy, you know, trash one of these buggies. They're worthless anyway right now. Trash this one. In fact, hang on a second. I don't know what they had in their hand last turn. I can't remember everything. But in this kind of situation, you could pay 5 to trash a buggy and play a buggy, the 7 cost, even though you can't cheat anything else out with it. That's fine. And then with the remaining 5 Dawn, remember, guys, this buggy leader effect, it is not once per turn. We just did a video on buggy, guys. So he could have played one out and then played out the other buggy, kept it on the board and bottom decked the character, sat on a blocker, and gone about things that way. I'm not sure. I didn't see what their hand was the entire game, obviously, but there might have been some better plays that they missed. But, what, you know, who knows? Okay, next game. We got a game versus Red Shanks. This one and the next game, I think these were real nail biters here. Really interesting games here. Okay, they're going to go first. I think we want to go second, like I said anyway. We typically want to go second with this list. We're going to play out the Carmel, which is perfect, and we have the Jory Bonnie to play out on turn 2, the blocker, which can also put the Jory Bonnie into life. We have a lot of options here. We're going to take the 6k hit. We don't have any 2k counters in hand. That's something I do want to talk about. I think we're kind of limited on 2k counters. I think I'm only running like 8 to 10 2k counters. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and swing for 6 first to see if we can get through any triggers. Because he might pop our Carmel here. He had 2 Dawn active threatening a Red Hawk. It's like, okay, all right, well, instead, what we're going to do, we're just going to fill out the board here. We did take, that was a weird search. We had to grab one of those 5 cost 6Ks in case we need it. So right here, we just kind of fill out the board, guys. That was the entire idea there, I guess, because we couldn't cheat out the Jory Bonnie. Hang on. So let me go back real quick, guys. Hang on one second. I didn't want you guys to see my logic there. So we can't play out the Jory Bonnie, can we? I mean, I guess we can as just a bigger body. But if we play out Jory Bonnie, we can't rest these two Dawn here, guys. We can't rest those and then, you know, go about things that way. So we had to do things a little bit differently here. That's why we played out the Searcher. We grabbed a Cavendish. We play out the Bonnie. We search up a Trafalgar Law. And then we're off to the races still. And now they're going to probably be obligated to attack into that Jory Bonnie, which will save us counter in hand as well. And that's fine because we have the yellow Searcher and the green Searcher for it now. Seems good, right? Seems pretty good. Okay, let's see what Shanks decides to do here, guys. I do have it on 2x speed. We just got to give our opponent some time to think about this. This is a very important turn for them. They're going to get rid of the Bonnie like they were supposed to there and play out a Lucky Roo. Lucky Roo is very annoying, though. I'll tell you that much right now. Let's see how we choose to deal with this. So we're going to attach 1 Dawn to our leader here, swing for 6 at theirs. Do they want to use Lucky Roo here? Probably not. They probably just want to use leader. Okay, I was going to say leader effect in a 1K. They choose to not do that. We'll play out the Bonnie here. The 3-cost blocker Bonnie, putting a Jory Bonnie a 5-cost in life, cheating that out, replaying the Luffy, all that stuff. You guys know what's going on here. Again, really take the time. Let me actually, that's why we do these videos. Let me pause this real quick and explain what happened. For 3 Dawn, I'm playing out the Jory Bonnie, the 3-cost blocker Bonnie, which takes my top life card. You can choose to, you don't have to, but you can pull the top life card to your hand, and then you can play a 5-cost, specifically a 5-cost Supernova card from your hand to the top of your life. We are now going to pull back the 1-cost Luffy here, the Searcher. We're going to pull that back to our hand to cheat out the Jory Bonnie from our life with the leader effect, because we have 5 or more cost worth of characters on the board. We're going to lock down one of his Dawn with that and then replay out the Luffy for further value. This is a very technical list, guys. I'm not trying to be, that's why we're really taking the time to figure out how the deck runs. We're really trying to break down every play. And guys, there are multiple play lines every single time with a deck like this. Some people might be thinking like, yeah, but why didn't you play out the Cavendish? Because I really want him to use Lucky Roo first before I play out the Cavendish. Preferably, that's what's preferable. I will say, is if they could go ahead and use that Lucky Roo for me. They're going to swing it for 6 here. I think we should give him a 2K. Yeah, give him the beige here. That's fine. Let's see what happens now. I am on my 8 Dawn turn. Here we go. We're going to swing for 7 with Bonnie into 6. I'm hoping they use this Lucky Roo here. I would really, really like for them to use Lucky Roo here so I can get that out of the way. They do it. They rip my character off the board. That's fine. I'm going to play out a Trafalgar, the 7-cost Secret Law. I'm going to pull back the 1-cost Searcher again, cheating out the Cavendish we set there with the Secret Law. We're going to swing for 7. And then we can follow up. Okay, they're going to use the leader effect in a 1K, and then we'll follow up with the Luffy. We'll search for a 2K counter, and their turn. We have a blocker, we have 2 life, and guess what our play is going to be next turn. Now watch this, guys. Priority here. Let's talk, if I remember this game correctly, let's talk about priority. What is the most important card on my board right now? In the situation, I'm at 2 life, so going for lethal is not really in the question with this many cards in my hand. It's just like, it's probably not, it's possible, I guess, right? But it's probably not going to happen, very unlikely, especially with 2 life. So the blocker's not important. The 2 costs and the 1 cost are also not really important. This 7 cost 9K is aggressive, but it's just a big body now. It's just a vanilla body. This Cavendish is by far the most important card on my board. And if this is the game I'm thinking of, guys, I think they're about to remove the 7 cost 9K Law as opposed to the Cavendish. Now, don't get me wrong. There's merits for removing either one of them, right? But I would say getting rid of the Cavendish is the right call here. I'm going to use the blocker. Okay, they're going to -2 and pop the Trafalgar Law there. They had to use Notama. They had to use the Aesop effect, and they got rid of it. I don't think they should have done that, guys. I'm just going to be completely honest. I think they should have got rid of the Cavendish, and here's why. Okay, well, I'm still at 2 life. I don't need to slam my Eustace Kid down right now. I'll bait out even further removal with my 7 cost 9K, my second Trafalgar Law. So I'm going to attach, we're going to put, what card was that? I didn't see what it was. Whatever it was, we'll see in a second. I'm going to attach a Dawn to my leader. I'm going to go 7 into 6 here. Let's see if he wants to use this. He does not. Now I'm going to, is it the Restand Law that I put in there? I'm going to pull this back. No, it's this, it's the Shambles Law, whatever, the one that does the moving around. So we play out the Jory Bonnie. We don't use the effect. We're going to play out the Luffy here. We're going to do a top search. And we're just fixing our hand like crazy, guys. We're gonna finally get rid of that Luffy just to put down a blocker, because I want to set up for next turn here, and I want to do my absolute best to protect this Cavendish for next turn, so I can play it out with the Eustace Kid here. And here we go. They're gonna go 7 at face. We're loving that, guys. We're absolutely loving that. Because okay, yeah, see, that makes more sense. We're gonna block with the Jory Bonnie because that's the least important blocker I have on the board right now. Then they're gonna go 7 at face again. We're kind of loving that, okay? Now, I will say this. You're going to see in a minute here. Maybe that was a little bit greedy. Because, guys, what if they have 10 cost Gold D Roger? You just never know, right? You just never know. You'll see in a minute, guys. Hang on. So, I think if this is the game I'm thinking of. So, right here, we're going to go ahead and use the effect of Eustace Captain Kidd. We get to cycle with Bartolomeo. And we have 3 Dawn left. I think what we have to do here is just get pretty aggressive at the board. So I did not want, afterwards I was like, wait a minute, he left 2 Dawn active. Let me attach 2 Dawn to the Bart here, just in case they have a Red Hawk, even though they would have used that probably earlier on. Okay, we'll swing in for 6 here. Let's see what happens. Okay, just waiting for our opponent here to make up their mind. We do have 2 blockers and the Eustace Kid on the board. Let's see what they choose to. They did have a Red Hawk, guys. Look at that. They were trying to bait it out for the bigger attacks and get rid of my blocker towards the end of my play. So okay, it was very good of us to attach the 2 Dawn to the Bartolomeo. That was literally to save it from the leader effect plus Red Hawk. And looky here, guys. They're going to play down. Let's talk about this. They are going to play down Goldie Roger. Very, very annoying, right? This card right here. Guess what this card says, guys? If I block, I lose the game. That's what it says in this situation because one of us has 0 life. So they're going to swing in for 9. We're going to obviously 2K counter out of this. But guess what, guys? If I get out of this 13K attack from the Roger, he has a 7K and a 5K body on the board. You know what that means, right? It means he can't attack into me. I mean, he can, but it goes into the 8. So here's what let's see what happens here, guys. They're going to swing in for 9. I'm going to go 2K here. They're going to swing for 13. I will give them my entire hand if I have to, because next turn we are going for lethal. We'll give them a 2K, 2K, 1K, 2K, whatever the math was there, we got out of it. And this is pretty much, yeah, they go ahead and give up right away. They have 3K counter in hand. They have 1 more K counter coming out of life here. But, guys, it's going to be swing 9. And, again, I'm going everything at face, guys. I'm not going for this board. That's not happening. Right, that is not happening. That's a 13K body, and they have Shanks. So this is like a 14K body. That card's... I mean, I guess I could technically go for the board. I could Rygo the Goldie Roger, but let's just kind of do some math here on the board. Okay, swing 9 with Trafalgar Law, swing 9 with Eustace Kid. That's happening, period, no matter what this turn. So if I swing at his face with that, number 1, he only has 8K in hand, right? So the first one's going through. The second one, maybe he counters out of. But whether he does or doesn't, it doesn't matter. We're still going to just attack in. We still would have 4 attacks left after that, guys. He has no Dawn active. He only has the leader effect and a little bit of counter. We were going to go all in that turn, guys. We were not going to let him get out of that one. Good game to my opponent, though. That was a tough one. That Goldie Roger almost snuck me there at the end. Y'all saw that? It almost got me. All right, here we go, guys. We got 1 more game versus Purple, Black, Luffy. Let me go speed 2x, volumes off, and here we go. Guys, this was this here is a rough matchup here. I will say, man, anything that's running black, and even red at this point with Shanks, like with all the removal... Guys, if they start removing the correct characters, like I will say, I think the Shanks from last game didn't remove the. I think they should have gotten rid of my Cavendish. But guys, all this removal now, it is tough to deal with. It is tough to deal with. Okay, we're gonna swing. We play out the Jory Bonnie there. We do some searching. We swing for 6. They give us a 2K. And they're going to play out the Frankie, returning 2 Dawn, getting 2 Dawn back with their leader effect. They trash an Ice Age for whatever reason. They must have a stacked hand to get rid of Ice Age, guys. Okay, we get the Caramel here, which will help our board size in case we need to do some kind of tricks with our leader effect. But I don't think we're going to need to. In fact, I think we can, though, with the base here. Yeah, we're going to. So, pause. So, guys, what I did there, nice. Another Joey Bonnie was in my life that whole time. That's funny. So, we play out the Caramel to draw an extra card. We play out the beige to set our top card to a Bonnie. It already was, just by chance. And here we go. We're going to set it back to it. We'll attach a Dawn here. It looks like we're going to pull back the Luffy here. I like that. Playing out the Bonnie, locking down one of their Dawn. Playing out the Searcher, Luffy again. And we're just fixing our hand, guys. And that's what this leader does. Notice what we're doing. We're already 4 wide. We're 5 wide on the board, and that was our turn 3. And yeah, we have a lot of cards in hand. Now, we are down to 2 life. You know, for what it's worth, we are down to 2 life. That's a little scary, but, you know, not too bad. They're going to swing it for 7. We're just going to take it, guys. I love taking life with it. You know, with this deck in particular, we have so many things we can do here. Like, we have so many different ways to get around their aggression. We do have 2 Eustace Kids in our hand. I think we're going to need both of those. This is where a 7-cost Trafalgar Law would have been so insane right here. I wish I had that, but we'll talk about that in a minute because I went down to 3 of them. We're probably going to go back up to 4 of those. Okay, so we see what our top life card is. It's actually a Trafalgar Law. So we're going to pull back the Searcher Luffy, play out the Bartolomeo here for free with the Law's effect. We've got 2 blockers. We're going to replace the Caramel with that Searcher Luffy. We're going to replace that Caramel with this Searcher Bonnie. And we are just going Searcher crazy right now. We got to fix our hand a little bit. We'll swing in for 6. Your turn. I've got 0 life. But I do have 2 blockers. I have 2 blockers, and my hand is completely full. Right? My hand is completely full right now. They're going to Gum Lightning to pop one of my cards. Again, they don't go for the Cavendish. They go for my blocker. They're going to try to go lethal this turn, guys. I think they're going to try to go lethal. Okay, then they popped my Cavendish with the Sanji. That's fair. That makes more sense now. They'll swing in for 7. I think we should just give them a blocker. Well, actually, hang on. Maybe we go 2K, 1K here. Because, guys, we don't have another blocker in hand to replace for the Eustace Kid. We do want to have a blocker on the board for our Eustace Kid. All right, here we go. What are we going to do here? We can gain life with the 7-cost Law. But I think we should play out the Eustace Kid here, guys, to be completely honest. Attach a Dawn. We have to do that just so I don't forget. Then we can rest down a card. Let's see what we choose to do here. We will tap down a card with the effect. We choose nothing, unfortunately, and then we get with the Bartolomeo effect, then we get the Bonnie. You know, there wasn't much we could do there, guys. There was no other option we had. Unfortunate. Okay, so we do swing in for 5 with our leader. I think did they take it, guys? Did they take the hit from the leader? Let me see. Yeah, guys, we swing for 5 with the leader, and they take it. So their hand must be a little bit clumped up right now. It must be a little bit bricked. We'll take whatever help we can get. All right, let's see what he can do here. We do have another Eustace Kid in hand in case we need to, you know, potentially protect this card. Or potentially let the card go. Let's see what they choose to do in this situation, though. They have 10 Dawn here. They have 6 cards in hand. They have to have something decent. They're going to top knot to get rid of our blocker. Less than ideal. And now they can now they have a straight shot at our Eustace Captain Kid. So this is a little bit scary, right? This situation here is a little bit scary. They're going to swing 12 into 8. And I think what we need to do is, okay, you need to ask yourself a question here. What is the better call here? Swinging, okay, how do I say this? We could counter out of this for 2K, 2K, 1K, and then they swing 8 more and we have to give them another 1K. Okay, well, let's see if we can even do that. 2K, 2K, 1K, and then a 1K. So we would be able to do that technically, but is that the better call here? Or can we just let this card go, let him swing in for 8, we go 2K, 2K, and then we play out the next Eustace Kid and try things next turn where we have an actual blocker that can defend our guy from the big attacks. I think that the latter there is the better, right? Like I think the second option is better. So here we go. I think we're just going to let this card go if I'm not mistaken, guys, if I remember this game correctly. Yep. We're going to let that go. Now he's going to load up for 3, swing in for 8. Actually swings in for 7. He's sitting on a Gum Giant. So we even got an even better situation there. So now, okay, here we go. The first Eustace Kid got taken out. Let's try the second one now. We'll rest this down, cheating out a blocker. We can't use the effect of Bonnie. We have no cards. But now, what we can do is we can search with Bonnie for some more stuff. I should have done that first technically, but that's okay. And then we're going to go about things this way. So we still get to swing for 5. We got to do a search. And yeah, we're sitting pretty here. We're doing pretty well. Now, we're not out of, you know, we're not out of trouble yet. They're going to pop our blocker with that card. Now, here's where things do get interesting. Okay, how does he want to do this? Swing 8, swing 8? Or does he want to try to swing 10? By the way, I think the correct answer would have been swing 10. Because that would have been a 2K, 1K. And here I can give him a 1K, 1K. Yep. Okay, here you go, bud. There's a 1K, and I got to keep a 2K. I think he should have swung for 10 and just passed turn. We're going to swing 9 into 6. He could probably give me the Robin here. Okay, or just let it go. I think he should have gave me the Robin to be completely honest, guys. But let's do some searching now with Jewelry Bonnie. We'll grab a 2K counter. We kind of survived now, guys. We kind of made it out of the tough spot. And we got a Cavendish. Okay, that changes everything. Now we can pull back the Luffy here. Let's swing for 6. We got 4 Dawn left for the turn. We do have a blocker we need to play. We'll play out the Luffy here. Grab a 2K counter. I like that. And now, play out a blocker. Your turn. Guys, okay, we're starting to stabilize. We are finally starting to stabilize. It was a little stressful for a minute there, right? That was a little bit stressful, but hey, we got through it. I mean, it's not over yet technically, but we're getting through it. Okay, then they go Ice Age, and now they're going to pop this with Kaido, and whoa, that's not good, right? That was less than ideal. Well, now we're going to go ahead and give him a blocker. He'll swing for 6, be 2K. And then if he swings for 6 more, we'll 2K more. Okay, swings for 6, we'll give him a 2K. And here we go, guys. It might be time to go all in. It might be time to go all in, guys. Here we go. All right, we drew another X-Drake, but that doesn't matter too much here. We can only use one of them to tap down the Nico Robin because that Frankie's a 5 cost right now. We tap that down. Here we go. We're going to get 2 of the Dawn back after swinging for 7 with our Cavendish. We go up to... So, okay, we have a lot of Dawn left, guys. They take. They do take it. I'm going to do one search with the Jewelry Bonnie. I was hoping for a restand law. That would have been massive, but we did not get that. We did not get the restand law. So now we're stuck with, okay, you know what? We have to swing 7, swing 7. We don't have any other choice in here. Guys, we have no other choice here but to swing 7, swing 7. The only other option we had right here was to swing 7 with our leader and then pull back the Luffy and search again. Well, no, then we don't have the extra Dawn to play it out. No, so this is our only option, guys, at this point, is swing 7, swing 7. Here we go. We'll swing for 7. Okay, they had to block. All right. Well, here we go. It's like, hey, he's either got it or he doesn't. We're swinging for 7. Watch this, guys. 2K. He got a little greedy on that last turn there, trying to swing for the extra 6, trying to take me out of the game. He should have sat on Gum Giant, or we'd have had to do things. If he'd had 1 Dawn active, guys, I would not have gone all in there. I would have gone for my next best play, which would have been doing tons and tons of searching and looking for more and more blockers and go for the board to the best of my ability. But hey, good game to my opponent there. That was a really, really awesome game. That was a fun game right there. Okay, well, that's it for the games for today. Let me move my head back over here. Now, real quick, I think from the last game that we saw, the first 2 games we saw, I believe I was running this 7 list here. Had the 2 X-Drakes in here. Well, no, I still had the Hody Jones. Let me go to 6. Hang on. GYL stands for Green Yellow Law. 6. Okay, this one doesn't have the Hodies either. So you guys have seen... guys, I've been doing a lot of play testing here. Let's go to GYL 5. Let me try that one. Whoops, I keep going past it. Okay, wherever the Hody is. Okay, this was probably it because it had the Rosinante, it had the X-Drakes, it had the Hody Jones. So this was probably the first list, and since then, guys, I have removed both Rosinantes for 2 more Bonnies. I've removed 2 Hody Jones for 2 of the Blocker Law, and I've also moved some cards around here. Oh, removed 2 more Trafalgar Laws for the Blocker Law as well, the 5 cost 6K that can do the Shambles effect, right? So this was the original list here that we saw in the first 2 games. But then after that, the remaining 3 games, we were running this list, and I do think this list is a little bit better. So we never really used Rygo. I'm going to say that right now, guys. Rygo never really came up. I'm starting to wonder if I should still run this. Maybe I just keep it as a 1-of or something. But I will say this. I do want to go up to the 4th Trafalgar Law, the 7 cost Trafalgar Law. And I think I also want to try to go up maybe 1 more 2K counter. Because notice this, guys. I was running 10 2K counters. The Beige, the X-Drake, and the Tashigi. But man, these 2K counters have such high utility that I very rarely want to use them as 2K counters, if at all. But at the same time, sometimes you have to, right? You do what you have to do. But in this situation, guys, I will say this. I think the Rygo can go. And the first thing that I would add would actually be the 4th one of these. And then I'm actually going to add the 3rd Tashigi 2K counter. This is kind of where we're at right now. Let's see. I would like to go up maybe... well, I'm running 3 Bartolomeos. I would like to see a 4th one of the... Guys, this card was quality every game I played it. Because as soon as I start searching with Jewelry Bonnies, after I do my search with Bonnie, I get to do a draw 1, trash 1 right after that. So I do get to fix my hand in ways. I do really like the Bartolomeo. It's also another great target to just cheat out with our Eustace Kid. So there might be some logic on, like, maybe I stick with the 10 2K counter package there and get rid of 1 X-Drake and go up 1... hang on, let me go to it. The Bartolomeo. If I can find him. Guys, I'm struggling. No, there it is. Okay. So maybe this is the direction we might want to look at going forward. I think this looks really good. The X-Drake was really good at the end there, but this is a 2K counter. We really only want this like once a game, right at the very end, to tap down their blocker and go for lethal or something like that. And of course we want it against Blackbeard, so that way we can tap down their Burgess and start battling for the board more aggressively. And guys, to be fair, that is why I had the Rygos, was to deal with Blackbeard. So we'll have to see how we can really mess around with that. Maybe at some point, maybe we do have to go down one of these Trafalgar laws for the Rygo. I don't know. You guys tell me what y'all think. I do want to have access to Rygo. I'm going to say that right now. But here's the thing. Having only one or two of them, one bad search with, where are they at? With Bonnie or this Luffy, and boom, there goes your Rygo. Right, there goes your Rygo. So we'll have to try to find a way, guys. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. What is a good way to deal with Blackbeard for this list? Because that's kind of what we're trying to deal with right now, and it's why we were running the Rygos, right? We'll save this as 9 for now. 9, save. But yeah, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say about this. Okay? Well, that's about it. I don't have much else to say, guys. The list is running very well. The list is running very well. I really like this Bartolomeo and this Bonnie in conjunction with the Captain Kidd. Love the way the searchers work here. We got 8 searchers, 8 of the 3 cost blockers. This Caramel is just pure quality in the deck, guys. I know a lot of people see this and they're like, why are you running that crap? A lot of lists are running in the East as well. This card is absolute quality in this list, guys. Being a 2-cost card, we can play out on turn 1 going second into a Bonnie where we can just pull it back and cheat something out with leader effect. It's just too good to not run, you know, the chance of having that. And it's a 1-key counter, worst case scenario. So yeah, that's about it though, guys. That's about it. The TCG is nice, of course. I wish I could have seen it a little bit more, but it's not searchable in this list. The Eustace Captain Kidd kind of just carries, guys. Guys, if y'all didn't notice that, guy, okay, how do I say this? I keep saying guys, I'm sorry. But check this out. We can search up Eustace Kidd with our Luffy or Bonnie. So having only 2 in the list, I think, is completely fine. A lot of lists in the East are only running 2 as well. And here's the thing. We're searching it up so aggressively because we're taking all of our life cards very early on. So if it's in our life, we're going to get it from there. And if it's in our deck, we're going to search through like crazy with our Luffys and Jory Bonnies. And we have Caramel, you know, and we have cycle effects like with the Bartolomeo. We're moving through cards pretty quickly, pretty consistently. But, you know, let me just say this. This card basically carries the deck. It basically carries the entire deck at this point in the current meta. So being able to protect this, it seems like the best way to go. That's why I really did like having Rosinante in here for a while. And I'm trying to think too, like another card, you know, that is very good. Another card that's actually very good into Blackbeard is actually the 7-cost Hody Jones, because even if they turn off on play effects, then he just becomes a 7-cost 8K rush card, and he just doesn't have to make you lose a life or but then you can't tap down their characters, so who cares? But just being able to cheat down that 7-cost 8K rusher, it's kind of good, to be honest, guys. But yeah. But anyway, all right, so that's it, guys. I'm done. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm feeling pretty good about things right now. We'll have to do some brainstorming about the Blackbeard matchup if it becomes a big problem. Okay? All right, guys, that's it. And by the way, I do foresee it being a big problem because it takes away all of our own play effects. That does not feel good. So, all right, now, that's it, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Hey, if you're supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form, guys, whether you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to help out the channel, hey, if you're supporting me through Patreon, PayPal, donations, getting the playmat, becoming a YouTube member, hopping on the Discord, and becoming a part of that community, I absolutely appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much. Or using the what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. My affiliate link for TCG Player. All that stuff helps me out, guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those in the comment section below. And yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.